Good morning, all of you. In the last lecture, I discussed regarding the Bluetooth protocols and what is the features of the Bluetooth. So today I'm going to discuss is explain how a Bluetooth connection is secured. So yesterday, in the last lecture, I discussed how can you connect any devices with the help of Bluetooth. All of you are familiar with the Bluetooth devices, and also everyone has a phone, including a Bluetooth. So how can you use it? All of you know about that. But how it works in the last class, in which protocol it will work, I will discuss. So now today I'm going to discuss is if you are connecting any devices with the help of Bluetooth, then how you can say that this is a secure connection. So if secured connection is not available, what will happen? Anyone can tap. Anyone can steal your data. Anyone can steal your informations. So for that purpose, the Bluetooth connection is very necessary to secure it. So now first we will see that the security in Bluetooth is provided on the radio path line. So with the help of radio frequencies, the data will be exchanged, the data will be transferred. So that's why you are going to use the security in the radio paths. So link authentications and encryptions may be provided. Now what will happen if you are going to connect a new devices with Bluetooth, then you have to first authenticate your device. How can you authenticate it? Either using some pass keys, okay? You are going to authenticate the particular device, and then you can use then you can link this particular device so that you can able to send the data, you can able to transfer the data between devices. And also the encryption will be provided. So with the help of encryptions, you are going to convert the data, the required data in an encrypted format. It means that whatever I am speaking, this data is encrypted and then it will transfer after that at the receiver end. That same data will be decrypted with the help of some technology so that you can get my voice. Okay. So now it's true end. So now it's true end. So the next is true end-to-end security relies on higher layer security solution on top of Bluetooth. Now, when you are getting connected with the Bluetooth devices, then with the help of end-to-end security, it means that whatever data I am going to transfer or whatever you are going to send the data, that data should be secure. So that's why in the high layer security solutions on top of the Bluetooth is available. With the help of that, you can secure your data so that no one can malfunctions with your data. Remember that. So this Bluetooth provides the three security services. So first is called authentication, second is called confidentiality, and third is called authorizations. So in authentications, it identifies verifications of communicating devices. Identify verifications of communicating devices. It means that in which devices you are going to send the data or going to exchange the data. It means that it will be authentication process. So whenever you want to connect the data device with any Bluetooth devices, then first the phase is authentications. With the help of these authentications, you are going to verify your device that device is perfectly fine. If you are switching on the Bluetooth, what will happen? It will show various devices are available around you. In which device you want to send the data, or which device you want to connect it with your device, it depends upon your choice. So with this, what I will do, first you have to authenticate the device. Again, confidentiality against information compromised. Whatever you are going to send the data, that's a very important. So that information is secure. No one can change in between or in between the devices. And also the authorizations. So it assess the right of resources or services. So you have an access right for resources or services. It means that whenever you are connecting with the devices, it will depends upon you. You want to accept the data or you can want to reject the data. So these things will be there. So these three security layers will be available. With the help of these three things, you can tell that it is a secure connection with the help of Bluetooth. Now the next feature is fast FH together with link radio link power control provide protection from iridescent dropping and malicious access. Now what will happen? The fast FH is called frequency hopping. So with the help of frequency hopping, you are going to secure the radio link. You are going to secure the radio link, then it will provide the power control. Power control provide protection from iridescent. Now all of you are aware about that. If you are, I am calling someone and someone is tapping my phone. Okay, so eavesdropping means anyone is trying to listen or anyone trying to steal your information in between devices. So that's why the frequency hopping will be used. So with the help of frequency hopping, you can change the frequency frequently so that no one can be authenticate the devices, and then no one can will steal the information, and also no any malpractice will be available. So you have to take care of all the three things. Now fast FH makes it harder to log the frequency. Now in fast FH, what will happen? Frequency hopping, the frequency is varying. If frequency is varying, it's very difficult to catch the frequency. Correct? Let us consider one fixed frequency is there, then anyone can tap this frequency. But if the frequency is changing, then it's not possible to catch the correct frequency. Whenever you will catch the frequency will change. So it's very difficult task. And also power control forces the adversary to be in relatively close proximity. Now power controls, when I'm talking about when you are switching on Bluetooth, so whatever devices are available surrounding that particular devices, all devices are available to connect it. Now the next is security modes. The security modes is called authentication. So in the case of authentications, how can you use the security thing? Okay, the first is exchange business card. It means that needs secret key. So whenever some devices are there, you can see whenever you're going to connect the device first time, he will ask you some information. He will ask you some keys. That is also called as passkey. So in that key columns, it is written passkey like that. Okay. So with the help of passkey, you can able to authenticate your devices. Now a security manager controls access to services and the devices. So security manager is responsible for what type of services are available. It means that when you are going to exchange the data, whatever you are going to exchange the data, that data will be secured, means encryptions or decryptions method. So these things will be controlled by the security manager. Security mode 2 does not provide any security until a channel has been established. Now you have to listen one thing. Whenever the device is not connected with the Bluetooth, then he is not able to responsible for that. Whenever a channel is established between the devices, then that particular channel will be security mode 2. With the help of security mode, you can able to secure this channel so that the data, whatever you are transferring, data what you are sending, that will get. So these things will be responsible for the security manager controls. This will looked after by this security manager control things. Now next is key generation from pin. So the pin is of 1 to 16 bytes. So it depends upon the devices. Several pins are assigned, but the pins are fixed and may be permanently stored. Many USB the 4-digit 000. Now what will happen? From 1 to 16 bytes, you can keep the pins so that you can able to authenticate your devices with the help of Bluetooth connection. So these pins are fixed and may be permanently stored. But generally, the pins, whatever the starting pins are available, M0000. So I think all of you facing the problem when you are connecting things with the devices or between devices, what will happen? If you are connecting between devices, then this particular devices is asking some pins or some passkeys to verify the devices which is going to authenticate it. So for that purpose, pin is required. So whenever pin is required, let us consider if you are going entry 1, 2, 3, 4. But in front of that, the other device is also there. In that devices, he has to generate the same pin. So with the help of this pin, you are able to connect it. So now when we are talking about the Bluetooth key generation pins, how can be the pins be generated? The first thing is Bluetooth initialization procedure. It means pairing. So first of all, you are going to pair the devices. So pairing is one type of authentication. Let us consider I am going to pair with my mobile with your mobiles. Okay. So the master and peripherals will be connected through the Bluetooth, and also so whenever you are going to pair the devices, it means that you are going to create a channel between the devices, and that channel will be secured. So the first time when you are connecting any devices with Bluetooth, then he will ask for a pins. Okay. So it's when at creation of an initialization key. The first thing is you have to initialize a key. So when you are going to pair, it means that you are going to enter the passkey. Correct? So how can you, if you are entering the passkey, how the other systems will identified through this passkey? So let us consider I have entered 1, 2, 3, 4 passkey. Then you have to also this enter, you have to 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you entering 1, 2, 3, 4, it means that this particular pins or this particular things will be Okay, so these particular things will be paired. So first of all, you are going to generate the pins, and then for the other devices, which device you want to connect with the Bluetooth, with the same devices, you have to enter the same passkey. It means that with the help of that particular passkey, you are going to pairing the devices, and also you are going to link, or you can going to create a channels between the devices. And then after that, you can send the data, you can send the information through these channels. And also pin creation of an installation key, pins and install. So with the help of pins, different pins, you can set up, and you can going to use the fixed length. Okay. Now again is creation for a link key authentication. How can you authenticate a link key? Okay. So the challenge response based is, first is called claimant. It intends to prove its identity to be verified. कौन सा डिवाइस है, किस डिवाइस को कनेक्ट करना है, this you have to select it. Okay, that is got claimant. Second one is verifier. So it will validate the identity of another device. अब जो हम डिवाइस को कनेक्ट कर रहे हैं, that device will be able to connect it or not. You have to first verify it. This is the particular device. Which type of device it is. Okay. Let us consider 3 or 4. You are switching on the Bluetooth and you want to able to connect the particular devices, but at the same time, you can get so many Bluetooth options are available. So you have to verify it from which Bluetooth device you want to able to connect it. Use challenges response to verify whether the claimant knows the secret link or not. If fail, the claimant must wait for an interval to try a new attempt. कभी-कभी ऐसा होता है कि we are going to connect it, but it's not connected. ठीक है, तो उस केस में क्या करता है कि वेरीफायर जो होता है, वेरीफायर को सेक्रेट लिंक नहीं मिल पाता है. And that's why I can say that it is a fail. So the claimant must wait for an interval to try a new attempt. Okay, so फिर से reattempt करेगा और then he will try to establish the secure connections. The waiting time is increased exponentially to defend the try and error authentication attack. So waiting time increases exponentially to defend the try and error authentication. Someone is going to tap your Bluetooth connections, then he will try it. Okay, try and error, try and error, try and error he will do. So what he will do in that case, you can increase the waiting time so that his try and error is failed. Now when we are talking about the Bluetooth key generation pins, it is a mutual authentication is supported. It means that both the device will be secured. This is the responsibility of both the devices. Now challenges. So 128-bit. If you are going to use the 128-bit data with the passkey, then you can say that it's a very much good thing. It's a very much good thing. Okay, and also response is having 32 bits, 48-bit device address. So these things will be required. These things will be support you. How can you secure the connection with the help of Bluetooth? So these all parameters you have to take care in your mind when you are going to design a system. And also in that particular systems, you are going to use the Bluetooth device. So this is a very cheapest device. So you can use frequently, but you have to take care of that, the security of this Bluetooth connections. This means that data. The data will be required for that. So these things will be happen. So till now, I think so. You are saying when you are going to pair the devices, in that pairing, only 4-digit value will be required. 4-digit value will be required. So we can increase this passcode, increase this number, so that you can get a better hard combinations to find for the malfunction. Okay, so these things will happen. So we can going to increase these things so that we can able to secure the thing. Like it is 4-digit now. Okay, so there are combinations of 4-digit. Okay, you can go to the factorial 4. So itna different types of. Next you are going to increase the bit size of this passkey. What will happen? Let us consider you are 10 bits, 10 digits. So in 10 digits, what will happen? There are more number of combinations will be required. If it is more number of combinations will be required, then you can say that your device is more secure. So this is all about the connections between the devices with the Bluetooth, and then how can you secure the data with the help of Bluetooth. If you have any doubt, if you have any query, please tell. Thank you.